Chandraya Namah Sitarama Gunagam Om Surya Navagraha Devaya Namah Om Shri Hari Paramatmanaya Namah Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana
Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe.
Om Shanti
Shanti Shanti Hari Om.
Bhaktajano, our loving servants of Sanatana Dharma, Pranam, Swagatam, welcome to yet again another spiritually filling evening of Bhakti Satsang. Dharma Guru Kripa. My dear devotees, as we rever to the feet of Bhagavan, my pranam, swagatam, welcome to each and every one of you, your loving family. In the next hour or so, may we make this pledge, may we make this sankalpa, this vow, this resolution, that, O Bhagavan, Hey Prabhu, Hey Supreme Force, Hey Heavenly Father, whatever we see and whoever we believe in as that Supreme Force, may we come closer to His immaculate feet. May we bring ourselves with man, karma and vachan, with our mind, our thoughts and our action, closer to God. For, oh man, may I warn you, and may I caution us all, no one will do it for you or I. No one will do it for us. We have to do it ourselves. And so on this note, may we take this solemn and sacred vow to yourself, O Bhagavan. Let this be that defining moment in my life, in our lives, as we continuously to seek your grace and your guidance. Lord, once again, you give us this prana, you give us this breath, you give us this vital air. Bahut swagatam and dhanyavad for all of our loving viewers of Bhakti Satsang. As customary, join with me as we light our lamp, we ignite, we kindle that Divya Jyotir. We seek Bhagavan's grace, that Brahman, that Purusha, through this divine Jyotir in your lives, your children's life, our parents' life, our family lives, our community life, this entire world lives. May peace and tranquility befall. Shubham karoti kalyanam Arogyam dana sampada
Shatro buddhi vinashaye Deepa jyote namostute
Deepa jyotir para brahma Deepa jyotir janardana Deepo haratu me papam Deepa jyotir
namostute.
Everybody, Lakshmi karotu kalyanam
Arogyam sukha sampada Mama shatro vinashaye Deepa jyote namostute.
Everybody, Deepa jyotir
namostute.
Hari Om Shanti
Shanti Shanti Hari Om Tat Sat.
To the feet of Ganapati Baba, we prostrate in this most trying time, O Lord. We lie Dandvat Karo to Ganesh Baba, to Saraswati Maya, to Mahadev, to Adi Shakti Bhavani, to Narayana Swami on this auspicious and blessed Ekadashi. We revered, oh man, as a child will bundle his or herself and roll in that snow, Prabhu, as Uddhav would have rolled in that footprint, that dust of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. May we reminisce with man, karma and vachan to the feet of the divine force. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti
Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakare Shusevada
Saraswati Mahabage Vidya
Kamalalochane Vidyarupe Vishalakshi Vidyam Dehi Namostute.
Om Trayambakam Yajamahi Sugandhim
Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukамeva bandena Mrityor mokshiyamamrita.
Everybody, Jayanti Mangala Kali
Bhadre Kali Kapalini Durga Kshama Shiva Datri Swaha Swada Namostute.
Ramay Ramabhadray
रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताय पतये नमः
कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय
देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः
नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णु
प्रचोदयात्
ॐ भास्कराय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो सूर्यः
प्रचोदयात्
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं
येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः
तस्मै श्री
गुरुवे नमः
हरि ओम शांति
शान्ति शान्ति हरि ओम तत्सः
वृंदावन विहारी लाल की जय लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय हर हर पार्वती पताय नमः Dear friends, as we once again try to observe that darshan in every pores and every limbs of this body, to all those who have logged in, please remember to share if you find this very useful and purposeful. Please share, please like, please also welcome to view me on my YouTube channel Pandit Jageshwar Sharma. Subscribe, at that bell like button, subscribe, oh man, and feel free to share this on your Facebook page or on YouTube. My dear friends, before I go into my message today, my little pravachan, I want to say happy belated birthday to my dear sister Srimati Govardhanji, Sister Ina, back home in Guyana. A few days ago you have celebrated your birthday. May you continue to flourish in life. May you continue to be that selfless servant to Dharma. My dear friends, to my dear daughter who is celebrating her birthday today, Kavita Ramsaran, happy birthday to you, my dear. May you continue to prosper. May you continue to flourish. May you continue to blossom in all walks of life. To a dear friend and brother from the musical fraternity, my dear brother Vishal, happy birthday to you. From all of us at Bhakti Satsang, we wish you nothing else but the best in life and many, many wonderful days ahead to come. To Uncle Baj, Shriman Hemraj, who will be celebrating your birthday on the 11th of this month. Janam Din Mubarak to you. Janam Din Mubarak. Always willing to serve. Always willing to loan yourself to charitable works. Even as you advance in age, I pray may you never short of that wealth of strength and that intuition to perform seva. To my dear daughter Kashmina, who would be celebrating her birthday on the 13th of this month, I pray may you continue to hold on to the feet of Bhagavan Shri Krishna. May he continue to lift you to higher heights as you become 1 year older in this material world, as you become a year wiser. May you continue to walk that path, my dear. And may this day be a very filling of blossoming of beauty and all traits of Bhagavan Shri Krishna Radharani continue to manifest through you. Once again, happy birthday to you, Karishma Ji. To my dear son, back home in Guyana, Ravi Dubey, in a few days you're celebrating your birthday. Janamdin Mubarak to you, son. I remember as my son sitting in front of me here now, as he is. When I was there, that was where you used to be. But of course, life takes us different path. May you continue to serve in whatever way you can. And to Auntie Soma, who will be celebrating her birthday in a few days, my back home neighbor, Janamdin Mubarak to you. To all those who have celebrated their anniversary, in the week ahead, Sunil Ji and your better half from the Guava Bush, Albion area, young stalwart of Dharma, may you continue to flourish, my son. To all you loving servants today here who are looking in, who have logged in to be in Satsang, may you continue to enjoy many, many more Janamdin, anniversary. May we continue to ignite ourselves in life. And so, my dear friends, as we continue, for those of us who have triumphed over this pandemic, for those of us who are recovering, for those of us who are enhancing themselves in some way or the other, we pray and ask, may you recover very quickly and speedily. For those who have lost their loved one, my dear friend, a dear brother and friend back home, Bhai Krishna, who have lost his mother this morning, I pray Bhagavan Shri Krishna envelope that soul, as we will call her Granny. May Bhagavan envelope that soul, and may we all continue to forge forward. My dear friends, as we commence Bhakti Satsang Dharma, the Satsang, the like mind, the pure-minded ones of devotion, flowing of nectar and ambrosia, as I ask my dear son to lead us in a very opening Geet to the feet of Bhagavan. May we listen to this, O man. May we enjoy, and may we allow clean this container. May our container, may this aperture of this universe, this opening of our life, listen to this Geet and allow us to observe today's Mahima.
हरि तुम हरो जैन की पी जैन की पी हरि तुम हरो जैन की पी जैन की पी हरि तुम हरो जैन की पी जैन की पी द्रौपदी की लाज राख तुम बरायो चीर हरि तुम हरो जैन की पी हरि तुम हरो जैन की पी जैन की पी बागीति कारण रूपन रे हरि बागीति कारण रूपन रे हरि तर्यो आप सरी रेयन काश पे मारी देनो रेयन काश पे मारी देनो दर्यो नाही दी हरि तुम हरो जैन की पी हरि तुम हरो जैन की पी हन की पी बोरते गजराज राख्यो कियो बाहरनी दास मीरा लाल गिरधर दास मीरा लाल गिरधर कमल पर सिरनि तुम हरो जन की पे हरि तुम हरो जन की पे जन की पे हरि तुम हरो जन की पे जन की पे द्रौपदी की लाज राखी तुम बरायो जी हरि तुम हरो जन की पे हरि तुम हरो जन की पे जन की पे हरि तुम हरो जन की पे जन की पे.
My dear friends, having listened to that beautiful Geet, O Lord, you and I, as that Atma, that dear soul reside within us, I want to further reaffirm that everything you and I need, oh man, everything that you and I need, and be careful, I'm not saying our wants. Everything that you and I need are or is inside of us, oh man. Everything we want is inside of us. I want to caution you and caution all of us. Don't wait for others to light you a fire. Oh man. Don't wait for someone else to help you. Don't wait for someone else to strike that fire, that burning desire in you. Bhaktajano. We have our own matches. Bhaktajano. I want you to understand this. I want us all to know this. That whatever it takes to get you fired up, so to speak, whatever it takes to make you move, whatever it takes to push you or to coerce you, you have it in you, oh man. What we must do very first and foremost, take the responsibility for thyself. Take the responsibility for thyself. UDDHARET AATMANAA. I want to revel on these three Sanskritic words. UDDHARET AATMANAA. Oh man. Lift thyself by thyself. Lift thyself by thyself. This is not a tricky statement. Listen to it. Allow this nectar to flow in you. Bhagavan is telling us, our Parampita Paramatma is telling us, oh man, lift ourselves by thyself. How is it possible? Oh man, the Lord is talking about that jiva. Use that jiva to lift us from this bondage, this misery, and this entrapment of this world. First and foremost, we must take responsibility. We must take that commitment. Here is the juncture of where we are in life. and here where we want to go. Whatever we are encompassing, just know it, that you and I and us all have created this situation that we are experiencing today, this moment. If you find yourself in satsang, it's because you planted that seed back then and you are reaping that fruit. Oh man, you have created, you and I, we have created this situation. We can redeem ourselves, oh man, through knowledge and the right effort. Bhakta Jano, if you are thirsty, to quench your thirst, my dear friends, and you go eat food, although you're having an intake, although you're consuming, it would not help you. Bhakta Jano, only water would able to quench that thirst. In the same manner, my dear friends, Bhagavan is saying to you and I, how can we redeem ourselves? Through the right knowledge and the right effort. And the effort, we are gaining the knowledge day in, day out. We are listening to Mahima, we are listening to His glory, and we are finding ourselves in satsang, which is taking the first step. By finding yourself in satsang, you're telling Bhagavan, oh Lord, I am humble enough to listen to your Mahima. Nothing else is more important in this hour. I make the right step in every aspect of what you and I do, my dear devotees. Do it yourself. Bhagavan is saying, UDDHARET AATMANAA AATMANAA. You cannot, I cannot, we cannot delegate to anyone else to elevate yourself or myself. We learn, we delegate tasks to everyone, but to uplift yourself, to lift yourself, to cleanse this container, we have to do ourselves, oh man. Development of that self cannot be done by proxy, as we may even go and vote or have someone vote for us by proxy. This that Bhagavan Shri Krishna is talking about cannot happen that way. If you or I or we all want to improve our health and our fitness, Bhakta Jano, we have to exercise every day. We have to eat healthy. Reading all the nutrition book, putting all the plan on paper or dietary supplement and so forth is good, but that would not evoke that change that we so long. Bhagavan is telling you, to improve that health, we have to eat well, we have to exercise. You might have a coach, you might have a trainer, but if they do it, you wouldn't be doing well, my friend. Isn't it? In the same way, if you are hungry and someone eat for you, doesn't make no sense. So too, man, my dear servants, Bhakta Jano, to develop the mind, we need to cultivate positive emotions and avoid negativity. To enhance this man, my dear friends, we need to cultivate. In the same way we will plant a crop and pull the weeds out and the vines, and we will spray and we will caress the root of that plant, and we will make sure that that plant is blossoming well and give all the nutrients and watering and etc. to make sure it bring that worthiness. In the same way, this satsang that you are in week after week, oh man, is pulling the vines away, the weeds away, using the pesticide to remove the pests that affect the plant and crop like. By being in satsang, it cultivates and it harbor good traits and avoid negativity, my friends. To educate ourselves, Bhaktajano, we study. To educate ourselves, we study day in, day out, courses after course, year after year, levels after level. So we become an intellectual in that particular field or field one day. My dear friends, isn't it? This is what we do. But when it comes to the spiritual field, we pass the buck and say, Bhagavan, you deal with it. When to do everything else, we do it ourselves. But when it comes to the spiritual field, my dear friends, we say, Bhagavan will take care of that. When we say to come in satsang, Bhagavan will take care of that. Man, I'll make some time. My dear friends, in all those practical points that I establish, if you are hungry, you have to eat yourself. Somebody can tell you all the dishes on the menu, all what is in the fridge for you to eat. It still will not make sense to you. They could hot the food, they could prepare the food, they could take it out and put it on the table, they could bring it to you. But if you do not consume that food, my friends, that hunger would not be satiated, would not be satisfied. So too, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling us here, if we want to have better health and well-being, as I mentioned earlier, the coach, the guru, the teacher, that most loving friend will hold your hand, that mom, that dad, and they will walk with us. But oh man, you have to do it yourself. Like it or like it not, Bhagavan is saying, when it comes to our spiritual field, which I want to deal with a little more, please do not pass the buck to Bhagavan. He will help you. He will aid you. Oh man, when you make one little step towards Him, He will make multitude of steps towards you and He will help you. Bhagavan Shri Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, my dear friends, in chapter 6, sloka 5, UDDHARET AATMANAA, the Lord lift us up by Thyself. Permit me to enter into Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavan Shri Krishna, my friends, is talking to all of us, all the Arjunas.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
Everybody?
Shri Krishna Sharanam
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
UDDHARET AATMANAA Atman Natma Atman Avasade Atmana Vyaha Atmano Bhadur Atmane Vadipur Atmana.
Shri Krishna Sharanam.
Let us sing together, man.
Mama,
as we depend on our Lord,
Shri Krishna
sing as our life relies solely on Him.
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama,
Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama.
UDDHARET AATMANA Atman avasad avet Atma eva hi Atmana bandhuhu Atma eva ripu atmana. Oh, my friends, the very first word of that shloka, UDDHARET, Bhagwan say lift, alleviate, coerce. Oh man, allow yourself, elevate yourself. Bhagwan says, Atmana, by yourself. Atmana, yourself. Lift yourself by yourself, oh man. Na atmanam ava sad avayet. Do not let yourself negate. Do not let yourself fall backwards, oh man. Atma, do not let that soul, that jiva, that gem like money, oh my friends, to left a begging. Atma eva hi atmana bandhuhu. Friends, only Eva, Bhagwan says, only for your friend, oh bandhu, you are your own friend. Atma eva ripu atmana. And you are also your own enemy. Atma eva ihi atma bandhuhu. You are the friend of yourself, oh man. And the Lord is saying in the same voice, you are, or you can allow yourself to be your own enemy, my friends. Hence, Bhagavan is saying, uplift yourself by yourself. Oh man, Shri Krishna Bhagavan gave us this very powerful message in this sloka in Dhyana Yoga 6, sloka 6, chapter 6, sloka 5. Bhagavan gave us this message in order to progress, not the academic part, the healthy part. No, like I mentioned earlier, what I want to talk about, our spiritual path. Bhagavan gave us this very strong message to progress, to move forward on that spiritual path that you and I so much deserve. Our Atma, our soul, create this, oh man. And Bhagavan is giving us this strong and rude awakening in this moment of our life. In fact, my dear Bhakta Janos, any undertaking we have to lift ourselves by our own effort. Oh man, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, the Lord is saying we are our own friend. If we do so, then you elevate yourself, oh man. And if we become our worst enemy, the Lord is also saying, you fall to the wayside. You can enjoy the success, or you can also enjoy the failure and the predicament that we may place ourselves sometimes in. Bhagavan is saying to us, oh man, no other person, not even He, Prabhu, can help us or hurt us. Think about it. Imagine you're a child going on a school trip, a field trip, and they are very adventurous trip where mountains, small mountains, not huge, giri, is there to climb. And your class teacher is there. And your class teacher is saying to you, let's go. And so, as the teacher will tell, and most of those trips have more than one teacher, isn't it? Can't have one. Span of control, as children especially, very important. One may go up before to show the path, and another teacher is below. to the others to walk the path to go up that mountain. And then come that little scary child who do not want to go to the mountain. I'm scared. Teacher will tell, no, watch, all your friends went up. They're up there. We have to proceed on this trail. They will show you, watch, put one foot here, put another one there, hold on there, like, wait, mountain climbers, eh? They will nail peg into it and they will hold and go, eh? Something like this. Paint that picture. My friends, they can tell. That teacher above can lie down flat up there, stretching his or her hand down, as long as he or she wishes. This teacher can be at the bottom telling you and teaching you and guiding you and showing you, do this, do that, and step down again. But if you yourself does not make those moves, you can never go up. And then you decide to. Then you decide to go up. But as you get there, you become tired and you become fearful. You're telling the teacher, I can't make this anymore. I can't do this anymore. Oh man. Teacher said, I show you the path. You can do two things. Either make a few steps and go up, or throw your body down. And in throwing your body down, what happened? You debase yourself. And in climbing, you elevate yourself. Oh man, the teacher, that guru, that guide can only do so much. But you have to do the rest, oh man. You and I have to do the rest. No one. Our gurus, like I said, can show us the way. But we have to travel ourselves, oh man. There is a beautiful saying in Hindi. Eka pedha do pakshi bhaite, eka guru eka chela. Apni karne guru utare, apni karne chela. My friends, eka pedha do pakshi bhaite. There are two birds, pakshi, sitting on a tree. There are two birds sitting on a tree. One is guru and one is disciple. Guru, oh my friends, will descend by his own works, will come down by his own works. And the disciple also only be able to climb down by his own karma, my friends. And so today Bhagavan Shri Krishna is for the enhancing in our life that you and I have to do the best of our ability to descend or to elevate. My dear friends, in previous chapters of Bhagavad Gita, the Lord encountered the hierarchy of personality traits in our life. And at the lowest level that we can be sometime exists the sense organs. Bhakta Jano, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling you and I that we have to elevate ourselves. We have to go through this God-realized process or processes. We have to. We may suffer reversal on the path of spiritual growth. We may be there fasting, but when you're in the middle, as we say the Wednesdays, that hump day, in the point where you are, you want to turn back. You want to give up. You don't want to do this sadhana. We don't want to do our fasting. We don't want to be in satsang. We don't want to elevate ourselves. Oh man, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling us, God is telling us, you and I need to elevate ourselves. Make yourself, oh man, make yourself the mandir of God. That is what you are. Man mandir mein hai. This body, this sharira, all your karma should be of seva to God. You're singing, you're walking, you're talking, your adoration to your spouses, respectfully, to your children, to your parents. Oh man, Bhagwan is saying, with Dhyanam Yogam, harbor Him here. You don't have to go in the temple, the mosque, the tabernacle, the churches to find Him, oh man. He's here. But you have to see Him. You have to recognize Him. That will allow you to have that spiritual growth. That will allow you. Yes, you will debunk. Yes, you will fall as that child who was climbing that mountain. Yes, you might become scared. You may not want to take that leap. But oh man, when you hold on to God, when you hold on to Bhagavan Shri Krishna's feet, when you hold on to Shri Ram's feet, He will be recognized in this year. As we further echo this sentiment in this beautiful Gita, as we further echo this thought, and that you and I can take a few seconds and reminisce in this most defining moment where I am, where I should have been, where I want to be, where I ought to be, as we chant this beautiful Gita to Bhagavan and reminisce as we proceed.
Bolo Ram, Sri Ram, Bolo Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Bolo Ram, Sri Ram, Bolo Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram तुम्हारी पर जलाने आया हूँ। श्री राम तुम्हारी मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ। मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ। मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ। पर जलाने आया हूँ। बोलो राम, श्री राम, बोलो राम, जय जय राम, बोलो राम, श्री राम, बोलो राम, जय जय राम। सुने जीवन में मन के अंधेरे कोने में नीरस सुने जीवन में मन के अंधेरे कोने में सांसों की उजली आशा में शुभ ज्योति जलाने आया हूँ। श्री राम तुम्हारी मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ। बोलो राम, श्री राम, बोलो राम, जय जय राम, बोलो राम, श्री राम, बोलो राम, जय जय राम। दरने प्राण नहीं पर आछे भक्ति सुगंध बरी दो पुष्प चढ़ाने आया हूँ श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ श्री राम तुम्हारे मंदिर में मैं दीप जलाने आया हूँ बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम बोलो राम श्री राम बोलो राम जय जय राम
Bolo Ram, my friends, Jai Shri Ram. My dear friends, even when we have pegged back to ourselves from that spiritual path, and we say someone caused us havoc and pain, no, my dear friends, it's not so. Our biggest enemy, if I may allow to say, is our own mind, my dear friends. It harbor, it make our aspirations and spiritual perfection become anemic and weak. Bhagavan Shri Krishna tells us on one hand, this man is the great benefactor of the soul, and the mind has the potential of giving us adversary and the greatest pain and difficulty. Control the mind, Bhagavan Shri Krishna, in other words, is telling us. So, my dear children, servants of Bhagavan, Bhagavan is saying, control the mind, and you can accomplish many beneficial endeavors. Bhagavan is telling us, when you control the mind, the uncontrolled mind cannot degrade the consciousness, my dear friends. In order to recognize the mind as our friend, it is important to understand the mind's nature. Our mind operates at 4 levels, my friends. The mind which creates thoughts, the mind that creates thoughts, we call it mana, or the mind. Intellect, when it is analyzed and we make decision or we decide on something, it is called buddhi, or that intellect. Chitta, when it is attached to an object or a person, we call it chitta. Ego, my dear friends, when it identifies with the bodily identification and become proud and abhimanic of things like wealth, status, beauty, learning, it is called ahankar. Bhagavan is saying these are all the spin-off of the mind, mana, the intellect, the buddhi, the chitta, my friends, the attachment, and of course the ahankar, the ego. Those 4, Bhaktajano, if we separate these entities, simply there are these 4 levels of functioning of the mind. Hence, we may refer to them all together as the mind, because we may not be able to segment and understand they are different. Or the mind intellect, we say, or the mind intellect ego, or the mind intellect chitta ego. They all refer to the same thing. In other words, for us to understand, this mind is very, very powerful. This mind could just read a book and make a projection and draw a scene in your life. So powerful is this mind. Oh man, the use of the word ego here is different from what that psychologist Sigmund Freud would have used. When Bhagavan Shri Krishna here is talking to all of us about this ego, this ahankar, the attachment of, it is different from what, oh man, that great psychologist of the 18th, early 19th century, that neurologist proposed of ego. The theory of psychology, my dear friends, regarding how the mind works. According to him, Sigmund Freud says, the ego is the real self and bridges the gap between the untamed desire, the id, ID, the untamed desires that is flying off the handle. You see this, you want this, and you run after this. And the value system that is learned during childhood is referred to as the superego. The id, the ego, the superego, and the consciousness. Bhakta Jano, our various scriptures describe the mind in one of these four ways. And the purpose of explaining the concept present here, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is telling us, they are all referring to the same internal apparatus within ourselves, which together is called Anantakarn, or the mind. Bhakta Jano, you and I need to understand in this world, we need to bring ourselves close to the point where the mind can create an atmosphere. The mind can elevate you to a status beyond the realm of our understanding. When you follow the senses bring you to the lower base-like quality, my dear friends. When we follow our senses, it brings us to the lower base-like quality. And that is why we always have to find ourselves in Satsang. We often have to find ourselves with the saint-like minded. Because when this material world throws challenges and difficulties at your way, it is easy for you to pick up and just gather some mass and roll away on the wrong path. The path of prayers, the material, the enjoyment aspect of life, the short happiness that you and I sometimes see as happiness. You and I think this is joy. You and I think this is happiness, my dear friends. But of course, when you lift yourself, when the mind understands, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is saying, UDDHARET AATMANAA. When you lift yourself by thyself, Bhagavan Shri Krishna is saying, you have a better grasp. You have total control of the mind in the right manner. My dear friends, the mind sometimes will get tricked by the material things of the world. The mind may want to chase after those, but you and I have to remain a friend to the mind. You and I have to stay in communion with God. You and I have to stay in constant practice with Him. And in doing so, the journey becomes easier. Just as that child listened to that teacher, just as that child was a little fearful at the beginning, but make those steps, make those leaps, take those unknown grounds. And as that child got above, oh man, that child see the greener pasture. That child enjoy the universe. So too you and I. Right now where you are, right now the situations or the scenarios we might find ourselves, don't blame no one. Oh man, the situation that we might find ourselves with our loved ones, our family, someone a little sick, someone not doing too well, just lost a loved one. oh man, it is for you and I to envelope ourselves. Bhagavan is giving us that drishti, that spiritual vision, that rude awakening, that we have to get stronger. We have to be a strong mountaineer against falling down as we climb. Nail our nail into that rock. Nail your peg into that crease or that opening. Get some rest. Rejuvenate. Don't release yourself. Because man, where you are, you have ascend to higher heights. But if you release yourself, you fall down to the ground with broken bones, isn't it? Bhagavan is saying, if you release yourself from where you are, you become the enemy of your own self, oh man. You become not the friend of yourself, but the enemy of yourself. You become to that debasement quality of life. And that is why Shri Krishna is telling you and I this moment, Bhakta Jano, tweak yourself, secure yourself, have that rope, whatever it may need, to pull yourself to higher heights. Use that ladder, not to come down, but to climb. Use this sharira, use this emblem, use this body, O man, to serve the Lord. Let all your seva be of service to God. Let all your chores be of service to God. Let all your singing, your preaching, your teaching, your telling, your guiding to your children, your community, your parents, whatever the case may be, that one who needs some help and you lend yourself to. Friends, let all of that be of good karma. Like I said, from your actions, you can able to elevate that disciple. That disciple who was sitting on that tree with Guru as that two birds. Through your karma, you can lift yourself. Bhakta Jano, let us look back. Let us look back at our life. Where we were, where we want to go. That picture that we have painted ourselves, have we given up on ourselves? Have we given up on our dreams? Have we given up on our goals, our missions, our values, our ethics? Have we given up on the purpose of life? Not because the situation seems a little gloomy, not because the cloud is hovering over the sun, it is not there. My dear friends and servants of Bhagavan, today Bhagavan is speaking to you and I. He is coming direct into your heart and into the core of your home. Think, if you deviate a little bit, it's okay, but we must understand. If we are in the path, we need to enhance and resuscitate. If we are becoming tired and exhausted and jaded, we have to take a little rest. Like that mountaineer climbing that mountain, don't release, don't drop yourself. Just stay there for a little bit. Recoup, resuscitate. Get that spiritual energy. Find yourself in Satsang. Find yourself studying your scriptures, listening to Hari Kirtan, listening to Bhajan, do your japam. There's so many modes. Temple may not be open. You cannot find yourself in your churches or place of worship. But oh man, technology has afforded us so many platforms that you can go, you can listen in the quiet moment of your home and still reminisce on the glories, the miraculous work of God in whatever you and I see as Bhagavan. And so it is important, my dear friends, the spiritual process must continue. The spiritual process must be able to move you from that degradation of your life, because we do not want to degrade. We want to one step at a time. That is why we got here, through the manifestation of different rupam forms after year, yuga after yuga. We come and we become Manushru. My dear friends, I know it sometimes be very tough. It be very damning, if I may say. It becomes very challenging sometimes to stay on this pious, divine, devout path. But you making that little effort, you making that little tweak, you adjust that sail on that ship or that boat or that gale, Bhagwan, the wind will come and push you. As if all the time you were swimming against, now you're swimming with the tide. My dear friends, it is important to understand the apparatus of the availability to the mind, or the window to the mind or to the soul. My dear friends, Bhagavan is telling us this moment, do not allow the toughness where you are, the challenging times to dictate your journey. Shri Krishna Bhagavan is saying He will be your friend if you recognize Him that way, as He was and He is with Arjuna, when Draupadi calling Him, when Akrur calling Him, when we can go on and examine, when all these servants call upon Shri Krishna in their down time, in their out time, when they think there is no moment for them anymore, He was there. My dear friends, only you can help yourself. Well, as I said earlier, when we are hungry, no one can eat and satisfy us. Similarly, our upliftment is in our own hands, my friends. Our upliftment is in our own hands. We can prevent ourselves from falling to the wayside, to the rajasic, tamasic trait, and we can help ourselves. We can call ourselves from falling a prey and lift ourselves to higher heights and become the friend of Thyself. My dear friends, reading or studying the Bhagavad Gita, the mind will get distracted after a few chapters, or trying to learn a bhajan, or trying to read your Ramayana. The mind will play all games with you and come up with so much a fancy story. Let me take a break. Let me take a break from studying my Ramayana. Let me take a break from studying my Bhagavad Gita. Let me go look at this show. The mind will play games with you. And just after the show, I'll come back. And you find all the reason to caress the mind. And in doing so, it happened. You left your Ramayana, you left your Gita, you left your bhajan, whatever you're doing, your meditation, and you say, let me go watch this show and I'll come back, because I sit here, but my mind is there, the television. And then when you go to the television, oh man, you see that show, and then you say, oh, this is coming up next. Let me watch this one and then I'll go back. And then before you know it, 2-3 hours finish, and you just lie down and you watch television. This is the trick. This is the ploy, the negativity, the influence of this mundane existence caused on this mind. Bhagavan is saying, when you go to study, you will get distracted. Know this. When you go to become a better child of God, you will get distracted. Know this. And when these things start to happen, just laugh, just smile, just recognize it, because you know why? The devils, the negativity of this world is trying to pull us away. Bhagavan says we should bring our higher self into the picture, oh man. Don't see that tired, exhausted, drained self. See the higher self. Aham Brahma Asmi. I am that Brahman. What can hurt me? What can hinder me? What can affect me or create effects on me? Nothing, yaar. Understand this. Bhagavan is saying, bring our mind continually and succumb the lower self. Because if you follow that path, that lower self would be our worst enemy, oh man. That lower part will be our worst enemy. My dear friends, it is for us, to you and I, to take this message or this moment. It is for you and I to take this message and understand and continually bail yourself out of their lower self. It will only allow you to become your worst enemy, my friends. Therefore, Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, urge us gently, push us, tweak us firmly, and bring your mind into control. Orient it towards the intellect and our higher self, my friends. Allow these words to reminisce in you. Bhagavan is allowing us to think, UDDDHARET AATMANAA AATMANAA. In Bhagavad Gita 6.5, lift thyself by thyself. Friends, and you can examine any aspect of your life. If it wasn't you, yes, knowledge, scriptures, teacher will teach, teacher will give you all the whole syllabus and so forth. But if you don't put in the time, if you don't do your thing, if you don't study, if you don't grind, if you don't burn the late night oil, friends, it will not be of a successful world to you. And so today, I want to encourage us. Have this faith wherever you may be placed in life. Have this faith in your Bhagavan. For centuries, the sun and the moon would have been above us. One day, Bhagavan, you will give us your grace. By chanting the name, Ram Nam, Krishna Nam, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Chant God names. It will help to keep you aligned in performing the good work, my dear friends. This world, as you may say sometime, is a very strange world. It showed a twin experience in people, the duality aspect. You see this sometimes, of hope and despair. One moment you say, you know what, I will hit this ball out to the park. I will do it. I will make it happen. And then the next moment you crumble, as Arjuna did. He thought he could have fought. He thought he could have tramped over his opponents in Kurukshetra. But what happened, my friends? This happened to us also. People smile. While some smile, some are given tears. This is this world. Frantically, oh man, may I beg you, keep chanting the name of Ram. Keep chanting the name of Shri Krishna. And perform selfless action. I want to beseech you. I want to beg of you. I want to implore upon you. Do not stray from the righteous path. If you haven't heard anything what I said, if you haven't heard anything what I said, do not stray from the righteous path. What you may understand as righteous, what I may understand as righteous may be a different story. But stay on the righteous path. Remain firm and guided by your vows. As the beginning I say, make that vow, make that sankalp. Do not let another week, another day, another satsang come and go, and I'm not elevating myself. I'm not bringing myself closer to God. I'm not bringing myself closer to Bhagavan. Oh man, help. And when you got to that point, when you help yourself, please do not go alone. That is why in the beginning I asked you, if you enjoy Bhakti Satsang Dharm, please share, please like, please subscribe, please help others. Do not go on the path alone, oh man. When you're going to Shriyas and prayers, many people will pull people to the modern world and enjoyment world. But you are the disciple of the Lord. The ones who are listening, the ones who are thinking of tweaking, the ones who are adjusting their sail. Help others to go on your path. Let them also enjoy the sweetness of life. Oh man, And in you we will enjoy the sweetness of life. In them enjoying the sweetness of life, we all will keep charming and chanting the name of God. My dear friends, as I bring my pravachan to a close this evening, to all my dear viewers, as we chant this beautiful old Geet, Lord, I am here now, and I know I was here before, and Lord, I may come again. What I want to beseech you, allow me to chant the name of God all the time. युगो युगो से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसे ही चमकेंगे तेरी भाग्य सितारे. बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम ले जा. बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम ले जा. युगो युगो से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसे ही चमकेंगे तेरे भाग्य सितारे. बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम ले जा. बस राम का नाम ले जा
और अपना काम किए जाए.
Reminisce on the name of Bhagwan. Oh man, we recognize this dunya is pain and difficulty.
ये दुनिया है अजब तमाशा, कहीं ने आशा कहीं निराशा. किसी के मुख पर मुस्कानी है, परी कोई आंसू की भाषा. पगले निशका में जा और अपना काम ले जा. पगले निष्काम ले जा और अपना काम लेगा. युगो युगो से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसे ही चमकेंगे तेरे भाग्य सितारे. बस राम का नाम लेगा
और अपना काम किए जाए. बस राम का नाम लिए जाए और अपना काम किए जाए.
कही बात का मत जाना पता पर, रहे आतल कर मक्रीवत पर. दुखियारों की दुख दर्दों को देता चल मीता मीता से. जीवन अविराम किए जा. बस राम का नाम ले जा. जीवन अविराम किए जा. बस राम का नाम ले जा. युगो युगो से जैसे चमके सूरज चांद सितारे, एक दिन ऐसे ही चमकेंगे तेरे भाग्य सितारे. बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना
काम किए जाए.
बस
राम का नाम लिए जाए और अपना काम किए जाए.
बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम किए जा. बस राम का नाम ले जा और अपना काम किए जा.
Friends, to the feet of Sri Ram we dedicate. बस राम का नाम लिए जा और अपना काम किए जा. Let us keep chanting His name. Whatever we heard, whatever we didn't listen to well, whatever we could not have able to transform and understand, let it be tatastu. Oh man, just continue to chant His name. Just continue to perform your good and great work of lifting yourself. UDDHARET AATMANAA. Lift thyself. by thyself, O man. Recognize that Purusha, the lower self, is not the real self. Recognize that Bhagavan with you. Recognize that oneness in you. And rest assured, we will be able to continue on this path of climbing and path of perfection. May we continue to win in life. For once again, those who have been suffering at the hands of roga and diseases, Bhagavan, may you give them the health and strength. Those who are recovering slowly, Bhagavan, may you continue to aid them and help them. We bow, Bhagavan, I may not know them in name, shape and form, but Lord, you know your children. Those who are a little away from you, Lord, bring them closer to you. Those who are facing upheaval tasks ahead of them, Lord, please help them. Please help them. Please allow this breathing and this normalcy to return in our life, Bhagavan. As we bring Bhakti Satsang Dharm to a close this evening, I want to say thank you to all my sponsors, to all those who have been aiding and helping and allowing Bhakti Satsang to furnish and to come into their lives and come into our home and lift us when we are down and out. I pray Bhagavan bless all these family. May Bhagavan bless them that they may never short, they may never long, they may never crave. And as you and I, as we can help, let us aid them, let us help them. For it says, oh man, it brings two palms to clap. In such a note, as I said earlier, everything that you need to fire yourself up, everything you need to go to the next leap, that next level in life, is already in you, oh man. Do not wait. Do not be chanting affirmation and wait on some motivational speaker to light your fire. You have it all. You have your own matches. Light your fire and fly. You know, one poet says, as I conclude, there was once an eagle on the top of a mountain, and a snake sprouted up on that eagle and wrapped itself around that eagle, oh man. And that eagle fight and fight and fight, but could not get that snake off. That eagle stayed there very quietly, as I told you earlier. Didn't give up. Muster some strength. And then just lift, as soon as the wing was relieved, lift itself up in the air. And eventually, that eagle win the battle on different grounds. A snake suffocate up in the air, oh man. The eagle take your battle to different grounds. Don't take it to the lower base quality. Take your fight to different grounds and win your fight and continue to bring oneness. Continue to get that and achieve that spiritual recognition, that spiritual collection between you and your Bhagavan. Oh man, light yourself up, move forward, and take your fight to different grounds as the eagle would have done, and drop those lower basis qualities. As we conclude in prayers, we offer prayers to all those who are suffering, all those who are facing some sort of difficulty, who is facing some calamity in life. Oh Lord, may you help, may you aid, and may you bring that oneness in their life. Prabhu, we beg and we ask, Lord, they may not know, but we pray for them here today. Those who have lost someone, may prosperity prevail in all our life. May peace prevail within our soul. May contentment prevail. May auspiciousness prevail. Oh.
सर्वेषां स्वस्ति भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा
त्वमेव मेव विद्या द्रविणः त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेवा
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु
गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः
तस्मै श्री
गुरुवे नमः
ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते हरि ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Continue to flourish and fly to higher heights. And once again, with Bhagavan's grace, may we catch me next week at Bhakti Satsang Dharm as we continue to pivot to the higher heights. Jai Shri Krishna.